This is a multi-part video series consisting of picture-in-picture footage of Arma 3 gameplay from both the Game Master's perspective and the participants of the mission. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the series as much as we enjoyed making it. If you like watching these episodes, maybe you'd like to join in too. Our team is looking for new members. Just click on the annotation on the screen or visit mgamers.com/Arma recruit. We'd love to have you join us. What's up, guys? It's Funar from MultiplayerGamers.com. We are here with another Arma 3 Zeus mission. And as you see, I'm hovering above the USS Nimitz. And we have a Conan 58 flying around
that
doing orbits.
That sound like it used to. Which one is that?
So on this terrain, or on this mission today, we are on the island of, or the terrain of Abramia, which since the last time we were here, the terrain actually has changed quite a bit. We had to make some last-minute mission edits. The Nimitz used to be down here, in this little area right here, but we've actually had to move it up to the northeast corner, because when we spawned into the map without realizing that this island was there, the Nimitz was actually beached. So, had to make a quick change there. So the Nimitz is now in the northeast area of the terrain. That is where the team will be starting today. And as you can see, Conan 58 is flying around. He will be also flying for this mission. So the team's objective this time is going to be a single objective. It is actually going to be this particular airstrip right here, also in sort of the northeast area of the terrain. This is a CSAT-controlled dirt airstrip, and what we have here on the airstrip is, or at least in this little flat terrain area, is a small prison camp. And the team's job here is to rescue members of Charlie Team who have been captured, and they were going to have to extract them from the prison and return them to the Nimitz. So that, in essentially, is the mission today. So again, this is going to be pretty basic setup. We're going to go ahead and go with normal CSAT guys, a few but not many heavy infantry, heavy vehicle, that type of thing. Nothing just out of the ordinary. We do have today, looks like at least 4 sets of boots on the ground, possibly 5, depending on who else ultimately ends up joining. So, so I'm going to design the mission at this point with that in mind, that we only have the numbers that we have. So initially, we're going to go ahead and just do some decorative type additions to this terrain. And what we're going to start off with is just typical CSAT base. It is an airstrip, so we should expect to have some type of aircraft, some type of airborne type vehicles. I do have a Taro here, which is a transport, and presumably this Taro will be the aircraft used to ferry the prisoners in and out of the prison camp, so that is why that is there. I'm also going to spawn a couple of other aircraft in this vicinity too. Not necessarily manned. We're just going to go ahead and go a couple of these new ones. And again, they're not manned, doesn't mean they couldn't be manned. But I do like the look of those. And then we're going to go ahead and start placing the actual enemy troops that are going to be guarding this area. And for our teams, our enemy teams, we're going to go ahead and use some of our new guys here. And these are CSAT forces that came with the most recent update, which was the Apex update at the time of this recording. We're going to go ahead and use those guys. So we have a couple of Viper teams, and we're going to set them inside the camp as sort of as a guard force. I'm just going to let them mosey on in there. And then I'm going to set another team kind of off on a little patrol over here. Now, there are other airfields on this terrain, and I'll be utilizing those for the purposes of reinforcement, should that become necessary as the mission unfolds. But for now, we're gonna spawn the guys we need for this particular area first. So we're gonna put a number of riflemen in this zone. Oops, no, stay off. You guys can group later, but for now, there we go. Put a team leader in here, team leader in there. And then I want a couple more groups. So for these guys, we'll go ahead and go and grab. I don't want anything large, like a tank or whatnot. Just the number of guys we have just doesn't make any sense for that. But what we will do is we'll go ahead and spawn some other heavy-ish vehicles. Like, you know, maybe this guy. And I also want to have a ground patrol down here. We're going to say that he's traveling from, say, this point to here and back again. Make him slow and happy. And I also want to drop a couple of little outposts out just in this area so it makes sense. So we'll go ahead and grab like this guy here, kind of a small outpost type thing. We'll man that with a couple guys as well. Maybe a recon sentry team in here. It's their duty to monitor that post. And then up in this area here, we're going to take some more, get these guys going. We'll get them in that building. And then likewise, I'm going to go ahead and grab some additional vehicles as well.
Oh, I felt it.
So this will be another transport style vehicle. Or patrol rather, patrol style vehicle. And then out here, we're going to go ahead and drop another camp. Like these guys, with some additional recon dudes. Like so. Now, as far as reinforcements, we're going to utilize some of the other bases here. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Again, these guys that I place here are simply going to be for the purposes of reinforcement, which I like to do ahead of time. And we will go ahead and do these dudes right here. And we'll give them highest rank. What I'm going to do is this. Boom, 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 boom. Highest rank. The reason I'm giving them a rank is that ultimately when you put guys in the aircraft, you don't want one of the passengers in the aircraft to order your helicopter to do stuff. So in this case, I'm making them colonels. I'm disabling AI for the most part, except for movement, and that is essentially going to give me the ability to move them around using Zeus without the risk of having them go off and do their own thing. And we'll drop some weapon squads in each one. And then in addition to weapon squad, oh, that's too many. There we go. I think there's enough in there. Yep. So this way, I can pretty much tell the helicopters where to go, what to do, and because I've disabled AI on them, they shouldn't, and I use shouldn't in double quotes, they shouldn't try to make up their own minds and make up their own decisions and do whatever the hell they want to do, which the AI often does. For our fallen soldiers, we are going to use the new NATO guys. We use the not special forces, infantry. We'll do a recon team, like so. And then for these guys, we're going to toggle them captive. Because we don't need them running away. And then additionally, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of their stuff. Oops. So, ammo, items, and weapons. That way they have nothing, as they wouldn't have anything. And then we'll go ahead and drop them into the prison camp. If I can find them in my gargantuan list I already have going here. Here we go. Where are you guys? There you are. You're over there. So I'm just going to willy-nilly place them for now and adjust them after. I'm also going to remove them from the group that they were in so that nobody tries anything crazy. So these guys, they still have some of their gear on. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, at least at this point. I could have pre-done this mission in Eden or something like that, and sometime in the future we will start doing that. But in this situation, we're not going to do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guys. We're going to add to that real quick here. Let's fly up here for a second. So that was a recon team. Do a pair of recon teams. And we'll do the same thing with these guys. Boom, 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 boom. Captive. Remove their stuff. Remove their items. And remove their weapons. Highlight them. Fly back over here. And we're going to drag them near the base, just right there for a second. Split them out of their own groups. Or I should say split them out of the groups they're in. And then we're going to drop these guys in here, just kind of facing whatever direction. I don't necessarily expect the team to rescue all these guys. There will be an added bonus in a future mission if they do. But if for some reason they don't, that's acceptable. So there we go. We have an entire team of guys. We have a recon squad. We have some reinforcements, and we have a few aircraft and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and drop one last thing before we go. We'll do some guys. And I just want... Oops, that is not what I want. Coming. Okay, so there is a pilot. And I want another one. And here's another pilot. I don't know where that guy's going, but he's just kind of chilling. There we go. Pilot. 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 I'm going to group these guys together like so. And then I'm going to drop them inside here. And those guys may or may not come in handy for these things right here in the future. So I think we're ready to go ahead and stop the setup and move on. I may reserve the right, as always, to add additional vehicles as we move forward. Depending on the outcome of the mission and depending on how the team is doing and so forth. I did want a couple of these. But I think that's mission setup, guys. So prison rescue mission on Abramia, launched via the USS Nimitz. So it should be a good one, guys. And hope you enjoy the setup. Hope you enjoy this mission. We'll see you in part 2. Thanks for watching, guys.